Good morning from Port St. Lucie. This is Professor Tefero for Lesson 2 of 21st Century Japanese Commerce. In Lesson 1, we did a historical review of what Japan went through in the Meiji Dynasty from 1868 to 1945. Uh, in Lesson 2, we're going to look at the American occupation of Japan from 1945 to 1952, and the things that Japan learned from the United States about capitalism and being able to expand their services in the Asian theater. Uh, in addition, we're going to look at the first major market of Japan after World War II, which is electronics. So let's look at what Japan learned from the U.S. during its occupation by the U.S. from 1945 to 1952. In addition to principles of democracy, which were very good for electing Japanese officials and having people vote, giving equal rights to women, and a lot of other constructive social benefits of American occupation. Um, One of the primary things that the Japanese learned from Americans was how to conduct business um, in Asia differently than they had in the past. In the past, they had basically conquered a country and forced them to use their products. Um, Although effective sometimes, this process is not sustainable, and they learned different methods from the United States top 500 companies on how to sustain long-term business relationships without militarism being involved. This is an important principle that Japanese economics included in their new vision of the economic world. Once Japan came to the conclusion that, well, yes, we have to compete economically in the rest of the world. We have to compete with the United States. That's in itself is a major undertaking. But why don't we start just competing with other countries in Asia? That's a little bit easier than competing with the United States. And so Japan developed a tremendous electronics industry, whereas Americans said everything should be bigger and better. Japan came to the conclusion that, well, why not make things smaller and better? That's why you had Japanese microchips and transistor radios instead of those big boxy radios of the United States. And you have not miniature Japanese cars, but compact Japanese cars, which are economical and save people thousands of dollars. Um, this appealed to the American working class and middle class. Saving thousands of dollars was a great idea. So smaller could be better. That's basically the idea that the Japanese economy came up with. And Japan applied this principle to electronics, and we will study that in our next lesson. This is Professor Tefero from Port St. Lucie, wishing you all a happy and healthy day. Bye bye.